we as humans, we love to anthropomorphize shit. You know, we always trying to ascribe human traits or a human perspective to some shit. Like God. We try to call God He and shit, and that's just our conception of it, because that's the way we can only understand things from this limited human perspective of it's a boy or girl, and we can't make that's just duality. That's the way our rational mind is set up to see beginnings and endings, top and bottom, you know, birth and death. But we can't, it's hard for us to conceive of, something that's genderless and formless, but it still is. Just like, just like, like how we get caught up in human titles and this little, it's a whole lecture I have to go into about language itself, but I was just thinking about how people get caught up in this vegan shit, right? With like, are you vegan or are you fully vegan? Are you pescatarian? All that goofy ass shit. Are you fucking well? How are you doing? Are you healthy? Are all of your organs functioning properly? Are you maintaining the body? Is your body a living house of a living God? How are you treating your temple? That's what it's really about. All that extra shit is goofy. When you healthy as fuck, you could do what you want anyway. I saw something in the Guinness Book of World Records where a dude ate a whole airplane over the course of 7 years. But he just ate a little bit with his dinner each day. You feel me? So this man sitting up here eating inorganic compound, eating metals that's toxic for the body. But them little small doses over time ain't gonna hurt shit. This a spirit of God we talking about. It's hard to kill God. You got to get a 7.62 by 3.9 and all this crazy weapons that had to be invented to just do sacrilege to God's creation. You know, the earth itself. Look how they just mine and cut down, deforestation, big ass saws, took big ass weapons to just defile and ravage the fucking earth and its inhabitants and shit. But that was just on my heart, just thinking about how, the whole point of that vegan shit is to alkalize the intestines. It's to create an environment that's disease free, because pathogens that plague the human body need an anaerobic environment. The pathogens that plague the human body are anaerobic, meaning they cannot survive in the presence of oxygen. You feel me? So that's what it's about. You eating these blueberries, elderberries, because they are rich in antioxidants. Oxidation is the process. That's a whole nother lecture, but let's just say that oxidation is what causes like apples to turn brown, your bicycle chain to rust. The reason your body ages is due to oxidation. Oxidation is this fight for electrons that happens on a microcosmic level, where all compounds, because the universe is alive, y'all, and everything is seeking stability. Just how we in our human lives, it manifests as us trying to be able to pay our bills and not have to worry about survival and stuff. Make sure we're in good health, eat right. That's stability. We're trying to create financial stability, but it's the same way on a cellular level, or on an atomic level, a molecular level. The same fight is happening where people are, I say people because they're like little people. They fighting for electrons, and that's why certain bonds be beneficial or like symbiotic, because there might be a situation where I need 2 electrons to achieve stability. This compound over here needs to get rid of 2 electrons to achieve stability. So if we come together, boom, there's a boom. So that's me trying to concisely explain what the process of oxidation actually is, because oxygen itself is electrically corrosive. Like carbon is the most stable element because its valence electrons are filled. Like its inner ring of 2 and outer ring of 4 is completely filled. Just like silicone completes the octet rule. That's why silicone is so stable. Silicone and carbon are a lot alike. That's a whole nother conversation, because there are organic life forms and there are silicate life forms, but they will never teach you this. This is why phones, computers all have a silicone quartz crystal in it. The programming, we're not even about to go into that. I'm digressing. My point is this, is that eating those foods right? Those foods are alive. They have electrical energy. You should look something up called Kirlian photography. Kirlian is spelled Kirlian. And they show the difference between living and dead foods. They show the difference between people's aura. You could literally take a picture of a human hand, and if you've been eating processed foods or dead foods, your aura is gonna be dimmer. You know, sometimes people shit barely be showing up, but people that eat raw foods, electrical living foods, they're having a bright ass aura around their hand. That's why on Dragon Ball Z, Goku and when they powered up, they aura, that shit visible. I done read, it's a Hindu mystic named Osho. I done read a lot of his fucking literature, and he talks about how in ancient times when Earth was paradise and this shit was hella oxygenated, people were living naturally and stuff. When two lovers would make love, like in the forest in the dark and shit, a small patch of light would emit from their bodies, like a little halo will come around them. And Kirlian photography is showing that shit. When two people that's in love are around each other, their auras form a bridge and they get near each other. When two people that don't like each other come in close proximity, there's a repulsion zone literally visible, like their auras are repelled by each other. Like, this shit is amazing when you just start to see with the eye of God, you know? And so I just want to, again, I'm digressing. I just want to make the point that it's not so much of just about, things ain't so rigid all the time, y'all, you know? It ain't so easy to compartmentalize and marginalize and be like, so are you this? Now, it might be a multitude. It's not so simple all the time, you know? Just, yo, you're vegan? Like, I'm healthy as fuck. I know I'm aware of what the fuck, how to live, you know? How to eat to live, you know? How to just, if I need more of this or if I'm ever doing something, I know how to correct it. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I've been eating too much shit here. I know how to rinse. I know how to have a damn period of latency. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta, if you've been hooping for 82 games straight, it might be a time where, you know, you need a break from off that knee and shit. You know? If you've been eating all this shit, you might need a break. That's what fasting is. And then when you break fast, you damn sure don't need to eat that bullshit that the Americans, that shit are all the sabotage. That shit that people eat for breakfast and all that syrup and eggs and bacon and shit, that shit some bullshit, grits. Any of that shit ain't talking about shit. When you wake up from being asleep, the body is already re-energized from sleep. Sleep is nature's restorative process. Yeah, that's what you need. Rest, deep sleep too. If you get good deep sleep, you don't need but like 4 hours of that shit. You go kick ass in the world. But you could get 6 hours of some bullshit sleep and not even feel rested, you know? But that's just the wisdom I want to make born today. Peace and love to all.